Yes, gents, what is going on? Hope you're doing great. So what I'm going to talk about today is who do you need to become? It's like, what? What do you mean? Who do I need to become? Because what you have to understand is, like, say whatever goal you want in life, like obviously we'll stick with body for the sake of this. You want to like sort of lose 2 stone, you want to sort of have a beach board, perhaps you want to feel confident taking your top off. Like there's actions and like habits and like beliefs and routines required to get there, like different to where you're at the moment. Okay, because what you're doing at the moment, like, is sort of whatever you're doing has got you to where you're at. And like to get to like this new place, you've got to do it, like take on a different set of actions. Perhaps you've got to go to the gym more often, you've got to dial in your nutrition, be more active, all these different things. Say no to sort of like going out as much, all these different things. And like I said, that's the sort of the behaviors and the sort of what makes up like that sort of new person, the new version of you, of who you need to become. So it's just like, again, you can just think about it, obviously in your job, in a career, because whenever you start out on like sort of the ladder, when you go in, and sort of you start at the bottom, and as you work your way up, you have a promotion, whatever, and you work your way up the corporate ladder. Then again, your job title and your sort of the day-to-day activities, they change, don't they? Your responsibilities change. Okay, yes, you get like the benefit of like the new role, the new sort of salary, whatever. But with that comes, again, you're not doing the same tasks you used to do. Perhaps now you're doing perhaps looking after more people, you're managing people, you've got more responsibility, you work in sort of in a different way. Okay, you don't have to do the same sort of little things you did before. Now you've got more on your plate, all these different things. And it's the same thing when it, obviously with your body, as you sort of want to promote yourself, as you want to get like you want a bigger goals, say perhaps you could be running, perhaps you run say a 30-minute 5k, you want to get it down to 25 at 20. So the person who runs 25k is a different person to where you are now. Like what you do right now won't get you there. You have to become a different version of yourself to achieve that 25-minute 5k. And like I said, if you're already at 25 and you want to break the sub 20-minute 5k mark, then you need to evolve and upgrade yourself into the next version of yourself to get there. Okay, so let's break it down. So perhaps again, where you're at now, you might be going to the gym. Okay, you might sort of go a couple of times a week, like on and off, perhaps, whatever. You might sort of again just like eat kind of okay, like so as like everyone says, I eat healthy, I try to be good. I'm kind of active. It's all these sort of things. It's just like you've got sort of the right sort of intentions, but it's not, you don't track anything, you have no data, you have no direction or structure even. So like I say, you want to get to this sort of this new realm now where again you have that beach body. Okay, so what's that going to look like? So the person who has that, the version of you has that, you need to sort of be structured with your training. You need to like perhaps you like training sort of 3 to 4 times a week, like consistently, non-negotiable. You need to be getting that done. It's not like, oh well, I only got 1 or 2 in this week, whatever. No, you need to be getting 3 or 4 in minimum, regardless of what's going on. Okay, and then when you're in the gym, you need to have some sort of structure, not going in and just sort of just making it up on the spot or just plodding along. You need to go in with some sort of intention. You need to go in with purpose. You need to go in and just this is what I'm doing today, and like sort of just try it, like I said, push yourself as well, not just going through the motions. In terms of your activity, perhaps again like, oh well, I'm kind of active, but when you actually look at the numbers, it's like, oh, I'm only doing 4k a day, 4k, 4,000 steps, whereas like, no, I need to be doing like 8,000 minimum as a non-negotiable daily. And that's the standard to get to that place, perhaps even more. With your nutrition, yeah, I eat kind of okay now. Okay, no, I need to be sort of aware of how much food I'm eating. I need to have some more structure to my eating. I need to make sure I'm getting my protein in. I need to be aware of how many calories I'm eating. I need to make sure I'm eating sort of like 2,200 calories, whatever my target is. Whatever, I need to sort of be more consistent on weekends, because now I'm just like, I don't know, like when the weekend comes, I just don't do anything. I just sort of, I don't have any structure, I don't have any sort of routine, so I don't end up doing much. I'm not really active, don't really train. I go out for a few sort of beers, go out for meals, things like that, and then sort of that I end up sort of undoing the work I did in the week, and I take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Again, the person I want to become, they can't do that. They don't do that. They're more consistent on the weekends. They don't sort of let the weekend be the weekend. Okay, they don't undo all their progress on the weekend. They still sort of go out and be social, but they know, they're aware of it, they monitor it, they still make good choices. And it's just like looking at this and breaking this down. because, like I said, where you're at right now can't get you to where you want to be. Okay, you have to evolve as a different person. You have to have a different mindset. You have to have a different belief. You have to take on, like, sort of, again, whether it's, like I said, new actions. You have to become like a new character trait, new attributes. Perhaps I need to sort of like work on sort of doing stuff when I don't want to. Okay, I always give up. Oh, I always say, oh, I shouldn't go to the gym. I can't be arsed. I always use I can't be arsed all the time. Whereas, like, that person, okay, they don't say that. Like you don't say, oh, I can't be asked to go to work. You still go to work, okay? Otherwise, you just grab like a form of warning or something if you just didn't show up. Oh, I couldn't be asked. Okay, it just wouldn't happen. Whereas now you need to sort of treat your body like that and just like, okay, no, well, I can't be asked to go to the gym today, but I'm going anyway. I can't be asked to like do some meal prep, but I'm doing it anyway. I can't be asked to go out for a walk to hit my steps, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay, this is perhaps like something you need to like this new attribute you need to build. Perhaps again you need to sort of control how you respond to curveballs. Like sort of when shit happens, whatever. Perhaps you just sort of like just drop everything and fly off the handle and just sort of sack it off and then fuck it, I'll start back Monday. I'll do it tomorrow. Whereas you need to sort of just okay, yeah, great, okay, sort of yeah, you had an argument with your boss, go to the gym. It needs to be done. I don't care. Like sort of oh my god, I had an argument with my missus, things like that. Tough steps still need to get done if you want to sort of do this, okay? And this is what it's like. This is like the person you become because, like I said, like stuff that happens like through in my life, it doesn't dictate sort of actually the habits sort of thing. I think, oh my god, oh I'm tired today. Yeah, still train. I can't be asked to train. Still train. Okay, I'm not really motivated today. Still train. Oh, I'm a bit hungry. Oh, I'd rather eat. Yeah, well, I still train, then I eat. Okay, and Jesus, this is obviously, you should need to wrap your head around. This is the person you need to become because, like, so just changing, like, your actions, your attributes, need to perhaps look at changing your environment, the people you hang around, the people you follow either digitally online, like if you scroll past, if it's just all your friends who are just sort of like don't give a shit and everything, and they're also complaining about their weight, they're not really anywhere they want to be, and you don't follow anyone who you look up to, who would like to switch places with, who is where you want to be, then that's probably an issue. You need to perhaps like sort of start following more of those people and follow the people who are just complaining and moaning about life. Just unfollow them and then sort of surround yourself, create that environment with people who are sort of where you want to be, who are sort of like will make you sort of step up the game, rise up your, elevate your level, okay, inspire you. Again, that's where again like coaches come in along. Why I have a coach again, they forces me to up level. I see that like the people I'm in my coaching group and like the coaches, they're taking actions. It forces me to do that. It inspires me because I want to do that. If I'm just sort of like hanging around with people who are just sort of moaning all the time, whatever, like work shit, things like that, moaning, and it's just like yeah, just, like misery loves company, and my mind wants to jump all over that. So again, you need to evaluate the environment. Again, like I said, the people you spend the time with, they always just want to go out on weekends. They always have takeaways. They don't really go to the gym either. Then it's like, okay, right, I need to evaluate this. I need to sort of look at who am I spending time with. Can I sort of spend more time with the people in the gym, make new friends, join different groups, join different clubs, whatever, okay? Because like I said, the version of you where you're at now has got you to where you're at now. Everything in life, like what you see in the mirror is obviously is a result of your actions and beliefs and attributes. Like if you want to change what you see in the mirror, you have to sort of take on sort of new actions, new beliefs, new attributes, new routines, a new environment to get there, okay? And then like, if you want to progress beyond that, like I said, if you've had a promotion in work and you've gone up into perhaps a managerial position now, your day-to-day operation and across the week is completely different to perhaps 5 years ago, 10 years ago when you first started out in a completely different, like lower down the ladder. Okay, and it's the same sort of principle. So look at where you're at now. Okay, sort of perhaps again, like I said, how can I upgrade myself? How can I need to be more consistent. I need to go to the gym more often. I need to sort of real dial in my nutrition, like sort of like track stuff and take control, see how much I'm eating. I need to sort of measure my sort of my weight and stuff. I need to stop doing shit by myself. I need to stop trying to figure out. I need to get sort of some help. I need to pay for an expert. I need to get a coach or a PT or whatever. Again, obviously, if you want help, drop me a message. But again, it's just like all these things are just this current version of you cannot sort of like be this like carry on to get to this level. There's something needs that you need to sort of evolve and upgrade, just like your iPhone does. Okay. Again, the old iPhones, that's why they upgrade and the apps upgrade because they need to keep up, like sort of to get better, to be able to do these new sort of actions, whatever.
Okay, so that's the sort of like one I'm gonna leave you with today. So where if you want to sort of like whatever goals you've got, whether it's like say in terms of getting faster in some sort of a 5K, a half marathon, if it's like getting stronger, like getting a beach body, whatever it is, okay, from where you're at now, that requires a different version of you. So you just have to work that out and just like, okay, what do I need to do? What a person who has that, what does their day look like? How do they think? What does their weekends look like? I need to become that. Get after it.